Hello, my friends. It is I, Pixelicious, beat your ass, and this is my love letter to Ouran Host Club. And today, I have to go and say that it is still my favorite shoujo to date. It's very inclusive, and it has all that 2006 cringe to it. There's a couple of episodes that, of course, didn't age well, but again, 2006 cringe. I have to go and say that if you want an anime that's very inclusive, this is one of them. It doesn't show rich people as completely toxic. Yeah, there's some, but it doesn't show them as completely toxic, and that's some who are trying to learn. It is all about a person who just wants to go and study and ends up breaking an $8 million vase because everybody thought that they were a boy, they were going to work for the host club. It takes a whole episode for all of them to figure out that they are in fact biologically a female. But I will still stand to this day saying that Haruhi is a non-binary icon. They are fucking amazing. And I love them, and I love their whole thing on the fact that it does not matter what a person looks like on the outside. All that matters is their character. To me, that is an all-inclusive message that I think everybody should always go by. To this day, I still watch it, I still love it, and I love all the characters in it. I even love ģᴇʟʟᴏ. I love Honey Senpai. I love the twins. I love Honey Senpai's basically bodyguard, but I keep forgetting their name. But I do love them. I know at this point I'm gonna remember their name by the end of this, but it's one of those things. I will go and say that it's an anime that, especially if you're curious about yourself, it's an anime that you might want to go and watch. Because it definitely is one of those animes where you're like, am I into this? I think I might be into this. Who knows? I don't. Maybe. Takashi. There we go. Because I always mix them up with Tamaki. Even though it's really hard when you watch this anime to mix them up. Both of them have very, very different personalities. And I think that's another thing that you will find in this is that everybody does have different personalities. Even the twins who act like they are basically two parts of one whole. And that Haruhi is one of the few people who can actually see who the actual person is. Because throughout all the anime, it's like which one is which. And Haruhi always gets it right. Whereas like the whole trope is nobody could ever guess. Except for like this one maid who ended up being a cat burglar. So yeah, anywho. But all honesty, I think by episode 3, that is the biggest thing that tends to draw a lot of people in. And it's because there's several tropes that will continue to be throughout the anime, which is like Tamaki's very exaggerated demeanor, and also just the fact of how they are all protective of Haruhi. Like I said, it's one of those things where I could go on and on about this anime for hours, even. But all honesty, you will actually go and watch this anime and you'll find your favorite character. Because it's something that resonates within you. Me, it's Haruhi. I flip and love Haruhi. In all honesty, there's several different points that I ended up really loving every character in this. The twins are always rapscallions. They're awesome. They're funny. They're a little bit perverted, but they also have a lot more character growth in this because it only got one season. Honey Senpai is another one that I think is a fan favorite because they're adorable, and it's funny because they're the oldest. In the entire group, they're the senior, and they look like they're an elementary school student. Then we have like ģᴇʟʟᴏ. ģᴇʟʟᴏ is, of course, your typical by-the-books kind of person. You can see, and I'm sitting here going like, I really wanted to know more on their end when it came to this anime. You also learned that Haruhi's dad is actually trans. Again, for a 2006 anime, that is not actually the regular. And yeah, it's done up for some comedic effect, but not really. They actually do it fairly tasteful. Again, except for one word that they keep using, but I think that again, it's not said maliciously. It's just said normally, like that. It's just a word. It's one of those things that you would have to get over because, again, it's a victim of its time. But other than that, there's like only one other episode, I think, maybe two, that are a little bit like, what? Episode 6 being one of them. I would recommend you could still watch it, but you could also skip that episode. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Just like any other 2006 cringe anime, and I'm not joking, every one of them had a beach episode. You either have a pool episode or a beach episode, and Ouran had them both. But it still was beautiful, it was cute, it tied in to a lot of other things. I think the only episode that was a filler episode that did not even tie into really anything, really, except for like maybe a minor detail, is the Alice in Wonderland episode. It was trippy, it was cute, it was stupid. Then you have to understand that that is one episode in just a 24 episode span that was not needed. All the rest of them, I feel, were also still very needed. Even the beach and the pool episode, because it's still doing character growth. It's showing how they all interact with each other. At the same point, it's still beautifully done to where it flows pretty easily. You're not wondering or asking yourself, when is this going to be done? By the end of it, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers, even though, yeah, this is a 2006 anime, and if you haven't seen it yet, that's kind of on you. I'm still not going to do that to you, I promise. What I'm going to go and say is that it's one of the few, like, heart-racing, tear-jerking moments that was definitely deserved by the end. It was good. It was corny, but it was also good. I think that if I were to give this a grade, and let's go with the more American standard grading system, I would give this an A+. Shoujo-wise, it's one of my favorites. We will get on to my other favorite shoujos, do not get me wrong, but this one is one that I wanted just to graze over and let you know that you definitely need to watch it. It's a great anime. In honesty, if you feel like you are alone at some point in the world, this anime helps. It's a good, warming feeling for your heart kind of anime, and I can't tell you whether or not that it's the greatest anime. To me, it's the greatest anime. It's one I will keep coming back to because I think it's adorable. And again, tell me of an anime in 2006 that also had a transgender parent and a non-binary main character. You can tell me that, then that's fine. That's fine. One that was tastefully done, highly doubt it. But I will go and say that everybody, and I do mean this, everybody needs to see this anime once. Other than that, I do hope that everybody has a pleasant day and a swell tomorrow. Doodles!